Let's get this quarterfinal going. Tiquis, are you ready to go, my friend? Okay, in that case, your first round of 4 minutes to the Baguette Loopers is going to be starting in 3, 2, 1, looping.
Wow.
Talking, did you even listen? I've been out of attention. I was always left with more to prove. Was I ever good enough for you? So close, but you kept your distance. Cause at the end of the day, when the chill sets in and the lights are getting low, I'm all by myself like I've always been. I think I've always known that your lies were pepper thin. The truth is sinking in. Maybe I would be better off alone. Better off alone. End of the day, when the chill sets in and the lights are getting low, I'm all by myself like I've always been. I think I've always known that your lies were paper thin. The truth is sinking in. Maybe I would be better off alone.
And that is...
Nice. All right. Super sick first round here from Tiquis. Yeah, I haven't heard too much of him. A couple wildcards in the past, you know. Also, I've talked to him a few times, very short conversations, but super chill guy, super nice guy. Yeah, dude. Just like another one of those guys where like you hear them, you don't really know what to expect. Very young and very new to the loop station scene, but just based on this, I think this is probably the first time I heard him use a round in a battle. Obviously, I've seen his wildcard for this competition. But yeah, this guy has a lot of promise, I think. He had a really good progression in that track. I thought the execution was pretty solid. Yeah, the sound design was very good as well. and the structure overall was very solid as well. So yeah, that's a very promising first round from Tiquis. Yeah, very reminiscent. Again, I always say this whenever I hear Tiquis and like all these other young French loopers. I just think like probably because they're all friends and whatnot, so they kind of like their styles kind of blend together. But it's very reminiscent of Smono. I always say that when I hear like someone like Tiquis and Scrapper. So yeah, not a bad thing at all. You know, those group of guys are just, you know, pretty much the next, you know, the next group of like loopers I would say for France, right? So yeah, if they all like, you know, continue down this path in like the battle scene, you know what I mean, we'll be seeing a lot more of them, obviously, because I think they are the future of the loop station scene in France. So yeah, but super sick round from Tiquis. I really like that kind of transition, that little that was pretty funny. That was probably improvised, but it had like a little bit of like, you know, comedic charm to it, if you will. So yeah, super cool stuff from Tiquis. So don't know really who's going up here for the other team, either Mace or Joshua, but yeah, let's see.
Is time. Give it up in chat for Tiquis, representing the Baguette Loopers. I feel like I have to say it with a French accent every time I say the team name. Baguette Loopers. Even though my French accent is absolutely awful. Anyway, we're going to move right on over to Ay Nako. Which out of you two is going to be going first?
Josho.
Josho! Let's get this second
Clamo.
round going.
Saying his name wrong.
Josho,
It's
are you
Clamo,
ready?
not
Okay,
Josho.
let's get this going. Your 4 minutes is starting in 3, 2, 1. Looping.
Sounds very familiar. Yeah, I've heard this.
To the dreamscape. Welcome to the
Yeah. All right. So we got Clamo here. You know, I heard this one before. I think this was his wild card for GBB 2024. Ah, man, I hear Joshua a lot. So he's one of those guys that I've heard so many times that every time I hear something that I heard from him before, can't really pinpoint exactly where I heard it from because I've heard so much from him. But definitely recognize this track for sure. I know it was fairly recently that he used it for something, but yeah, Joshua, super sick looper. Yeah, has a very kind of distinctive style. So, man, like I can say that, but I did like a guess the looper video like last month, and I got his wrong, which was very obvious after the fact. But yeah, he does have a very distinctive kind of style, like his sound design especially, very Josh O. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's one of those guys like you hear anything from him, and you pretty much as long as like you're into the loop station scene, you listen to it a lot, you hear anything and you just know it's him, right? Because his kind of sound design is very unique to himself. But yeah, this is a very solid Joshua track. Everything that I said about Tickweez is pretty much relevant to Joshua as well. But the thing about Joshua is that he has a lot more experience, I think, a lot more time invested into the device itself. So like naturally because of that, I think he's a little bit better than Tickweez. I think that's fair to say. So I think because of that, he definitely won the first round. Pretty much in like every category I think you'd use for judging. No slight against Tickweez. Obviously, this is just based on like pure experience, right? Joshua is just like a kind of like another kind of beast, if that makes sense, right? So, but yeah, Tickweez will probably he'll get there eventually. He just has to like remain consistent. Yeah, Joshua was just absolutely crazy. So, nothing really much else to say about that. I've heard this track many times. I think I reacted to his wildcard. I think this is a 2024 wildcard. If it is, I watched that with Duncan on a live stream, and is also in a video format as well on the channel. So, if you want to see more analysis about that track, go check out the video. But yeah, super sick stuff from Joshua. Let's see what Scrapper came in with.
And that is time for Josh O.
Ay Nako.
Big ups. Ay Nako. Big ups, Josh. That was an insane round. We're going to swing it on back to Baguette Loopers, and we're going to look at Scrapper now. Are you ready to go, my friend?
Yep.
Yep. I heard that stereo. Don't worry about it. There we go. Okay, let's get this going then. Scrapper, your round for the Baguette Loopers is starting in 3, 2, 1, looping.
Things are out of control. Who do you think you are to me to take my role? I would sign into it for like if I can't the role. Be ready to leave your worst time without any hope. Go! Cause you have to know I'm a destroyer. Bomb to strike to kill and the biggest slayer. Who pretend to beat me is for sure a liar. Nobody can stop me now.
situation is not out of control. Nice time.
Ooh.
And that is time.
All right. So we had a minute there left on the timer. I'm not sure if these are 4-minute rounds, 3-minute rounds. Probably 3.5. Honestly, that seems to be the kind of trajectory that the loop station scene has been going in terms of like the battle side and in the time constraints. But not sure how much that's going to play into the judges' factor there. But yeah, Scrapper, you know, coming in with the heat here. Definitely, probably the most battle-esque round we saw so far out of the 3. Take that as you will. You know, my opinion about like when it comes to battles, I think certain kind of styles play a little bit better. And this is definitely in that kind of category, I would say. Going off a little bit of a tangent here, though. I think, I don't want to talk out of my ass. I don't know if it's like accurate or not. I don't want to spread misinformation, but I think Scrapper announced publicly on his Instagram and also in the Discord channel, which is where I saw it, in the Clam community Discord channel, that he's actually stepping away from looping. Yeah, again, definitely correct me if I'm wrong. Don't want to spread misinformation, but thought it'd be worth mentioning right off the bat. Because, you know, this guy is a very young looper, you know, just kind of like Tickweez in that group. The kind of like up-and-comers from France, you know. So it's kind of sad. I don't really know the circumstances. I didn't see the initial post. I just saw like the kind of like TLDR version on Discord. So I don't really know the reasoning behind it. I don't even know if it's true or not. But yeah, that's kind of sad because you watch this round and you watch stuff from, you watch his like GBB wildcard too, which is very, very solid. Yeah, I think he has a lot of potential, you know, and like this round here just goes to show like how much potential he actually has. Yeah, I thought it was like a very solid track, you know. I guess like the only issue would be like the time, right? It didn't have like it fleshed out fully for like the you know, the time constraint that he did have, which is, I guess could be minor depending on like varying from judge to judge, but like if it was me, I think that would probably have a little bit of a factor. But yeah, just like everything about that was pretty solid, you know, like sound design, like structure wise. I saw the mix was like pretty solid as well. The drums. When I was looking at the judges though, I can just see Casper, you know, in the bottom left. As soon as he started doing the percussion, just like his analytical mind was just like taking over. I can just tell, because that's who he is, man. Casper is kind of like a, you know, you watch his stuff and it's producer stuff. He's a very mix heavy kind of guy. So I think that's probably one of the biggest things he's looking for when he judges. I can just kind of tell. I can like pick apart his brain just by like his mannerisms and his face. Whenever Scrapper was doing his percussion, but you know, I don't know how long he's been looping, but that's one of the hardest things to get down, I think, is mix for your drums. And that's something I've been struggling with a lot, even though I get the concept because I had someone like Rage, you know, pretty much explain in the most detail you possibly can to getting a good mix. But just the execution is the hardest part, I think. So it's something you have to like learn on your own, regardless of like how much people show you or explain it to you. That could give you presets, but that's like not a good idea. It's something you have to learn naturally, I think, by yourself. But anyway, very solid round from Scrapper, and hopefully it's not true that he's stepping aside, because I think again he has a lot of potential, and it'll be sad, you know. You never want to see that. I don't know the circumstances again, but yeah, he's a very good looper for however long he's been doing it, and yeah, hopefully we see him continue, at least on the side. You know, you don't have to compete. You can just do it as like a hobby on the side whenever you want, but it is what it is. Let's see what Mace came in with.
Thanks.
Woo! Big ups to Scrapper finishing it off for the Baguette Loopers. We are now moving on over back to Ay Nako with Mace. Let's get this going. Your 4 minutes is going to start in 3, 2, 1. Looping.
so they have 4 minutes, maybe a little bit more. It's a long time. Hmm.
I'm in the spotlight tonight. I'm thinking about you. Yeah, I'm in the fire tonight. Nobody ever told me that I'd worry. Nobody ever told me it was gonna be this way. Nobody ever told me I was gonna be alone. Tonight, we finally made it. 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 Tonight.
Third time's the charm. There you go. Wow.
And that
Mace.
is time.
Unbelievable, bro. That's the side of Mace that I've never seen before, you know? I think he's very well versed in the loop station anyway, so I shouldn't be too surprised. Especially like using it myself. You know, I'd always say that it's always surprising to me when you see someone who's traditionally like in this kind of vein of genre and style kind of transition over to something else. But you know, at the end of the day, when you're very well versed with loop station, you can pretty much do anything you want on it, honestly, in terms of genre. So it just comes down to whether or not you want to. And I think Mace did a very good kind of job of this kind of style of looping, you know? It came out very, very clean. I really liked the chords that he had in there. The melodies came out very, very clean. Very reminiscent of something like Mr. Eswell, you know, in terms of like the sound design of it all. But it was very much like Mace, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's not really what I expected coming out from Mace. A very solid finish to the battle, I think. But yeah, I think like watching this now, watching him and Josho, I think ultimately this just came down to experience, right? And just kind of like not so much experience, well, yes, experience in battles, but also experience using the loop station itself. You can kind of tell like the differences in like the mix and like the sound design compared from Mace Joshua to the Baguette Loopers, you know what I mean? That's what it felt like. Ultimately, it just came down to experience. And again, that's simply because obviously the Baguette Loopers are more new to the looping compared to these guys. These guys have been around for years, like a very long time. So, you know, that just comes naturally with, you know, learning the device and coming more comfortable with, you know, just like creating music. But yeah, I think Mason Joshua won this pretty decisively. I'd say a 5-0 for sure. But yeah, super sick battle, I think. And yeah, excited to finally be getting around to these. You know, I held back on it simply because of the Grand Beatbox battle content, just because Chaos mainly. I know that everything he uses in this competition is a spoiler directly from that competition. So it would make no sense for me to kind of like watch all the battles except his. So I just kind of wanted to wait until it was over so I can watch them all back to back to back, you know what I mean? So anyway, this is a long video. I'm planning to get through all the battles I haven't watched yet into one video here. So this is only one of like 6. And yeah, this video might be like 2 hours long. I don't know. We'll see how I want to do it. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed what you heard from this video, links in the description for this one in particular, just like all the other ones. So yeah. I think we actually will have the results here. I know the results of the competition overall, but still very curious to see which judge voted for who. I have a feeling it's a 5-0 though for Ay Nako or Ay Nako, however you pronounce it. But yeah, let's see.
Big ups to everyone in the call, Mace. That was an amazing round to finish off the battle. Big up to Ay Nako and Baguette Loopers. But we now have to go to the judges for a decision on who's moving through to the semifinals. The votes are going to be a number 1 for Baguette Loopers, and we're going to have a number 2 for Ay Nako. That is number 1 for Baguette Loopers and number 2 for Ay Nako. Judges, let's get your decisions in the cameras in 3, 2, 1, votes. By unanimous decision, going to Ay Nako. Big ups.
So not too surprised. 5-0 for Ay Nako. You know, for the reasons I already said. But, you know, Baguette Loopers, again, very talented, you know, has a very bright future. And that will be the future of the French loop scene, I'd imagine. So, yeah, hopefully we see more of those guys coming up shortly. So, in the following years, not in this competition, unfortunately, but you know what I mean. So, all right, let's move on to the next video.
Who's ready with the time? In that case, I'm going to count you down. I'm going to say the 3. I'm going to say the 2 and the 1. In 3, 2, 1, loop.
Memories haunting me. What can I do for a change? Don't reach out to me. The man of time, let it shine. Let me see what lies within. Oh, hide the shadows out of sight. With you, Hey.
Wow. All right. First up, Mr. Estuo. Wow. So I've heard this track before. I'm pretty sure he has this one available to learn actually on his membership page. It's called Shadows, I believe. But yeah, super sick track from Estuo. You know, the thing I love about Estuo, he has some of the coolest textures ever. In all his sound design, not just his basses, just like everything that he does. Very cool. Very like different. You know what I mean? He uses similar kind of like structures in terms of like the presets he uses to create his sounds, but just like the way he gets his textures is just so different. You know what I mean? And it just always sounds so good. Like think of like Horizons and Fallen, now Shadows. They just all have this like unique kind of identity. Uses similar kind of effects and sound design, but just the textures of the basses and just all of the sounds in general are just always different. So this is like one of the biggest like strengths I think of Mr. Estuo. And also, man, he's just so well versed in creating music. Very technical too. Just like the way he creates tracks on the device itself. It's very technical. I don't really have like anybody else to compare to because I haven't learned anybody else's tracks personally yet. But just the way that he did Horizons, I just feel like it's super efficient, you know what I mean? Yeah, very complex as well. So yeah, massive respect to Mr. Estuo. He's just like one of the GOATs, I think. Doesn't get the amount of like attention and respect that he deserves. But I think, you know, I don't know like how much like what his like kind of like mindset is when it comes to like battling and stuff. If he wants to like keep doing that in the future, but I feel like he has a bright future in like the producer and like production side of creating music, and not just like the MK2 alone, but also like software side. So he's one of those guys to look out for, I think, when it comes to like creating music in the scene, I think so. But anyway, not really sure who's gonna go up first here for I can't even remember these guys, their team name, but I think it's Jargons. This would be the first time I heard of him. And Nils, I haven't seen Nils compete in a battle before. So, I think he competed at Spanish championships very recently, but yeah, I haven't seen that stuff. But yeah, let's see what these guys come in with.
And that is time. What a way to kick it off. Thank you, Mr. Estuo. In the meantime, going over to how do you pronounce it?
Cabezones.
Cabezones, Los Cabezones. All right.
Cabezones.
Who is going to start?
Me.
Yarjos. All right. Great. Are you ready? Are you up to date?
I think so. Yeah.
Good enough. In that case, I'm going to count you down. I'm going to say the 3. I'm going to say the 2 and the 1. In 3, 2, 1. Loop.
Very atmospheric. Wow. All right.
Uh,
It's a very interesting track. Felt like it was very experimental in nature. I don't think it was like a complete track. It was kind of like just a concept. And just kind of wanted to throw it out there because it is pretty unique, different, not usual kind of stuff you'd hear. I don't even know how to describe that track. It's like a trap undertone, with something else though. It's kind of like layered over it, but yeah, I like that a lot. I just felt like the biggest thing holding that back was the progression, obviously, because he had like a really cool, interesting, unique kind of start to it in the first like 45 seconds. Then it kind of just like played out like that for the entirety of the remainder of the track. Came in there with like the kind of like Robin-esque, oh my god, like vocal note, probably like a lot of spot in that. Sounded very good, layered over like the beat that he had already like implemented. But it just didn't really go anywhere else from that, you know what I mean? But yeah, that had so much potential. I feel like if he took that and just kind of expanded on it, like really leaned into like the kind of like crazy notes that you heard in there, just like kind of like widened it a little bit, and you know, yeah, he just needs to expand on it. I think it was very repetitive, I think, but it has a lot of potential because it sounds really cool and like very unique. So I think if he expanded on that, it would definitely be a pretty solid routine, I think. But yeah, good first impression for me for Jargons. Haven't heard this guy before, so yeah, that was a really interesting round from him. So yeah, let's see what Frosty came in with.
and that is time. I needed to find my unmute button. What a way to kick off the first half of the last quarterfinal. We're going to Frosty. Are you ready for your round? Thumbs up. In that case, I'm going to count you down. I'm going to say the 3. I'm going to say the 2 and the 1. In 3, 2, 1. Look.
Start up the engine, I'm taking you for a ride. Racing past the beaches, but we'll make it back for tonight. With this song that I have sung, you're gonna need to run. I'm sorry to say, but the race has just begun. Oh, the race has just begun. Oh, oh, the race has just begun. Start up the engine, I'm taking you for a ride. We're racing past the beaches, but we'll make it back home tonight. And with this song that I have sung, we're gonna need to run. I'm sorry to say, but the race has just begun. Woo.
Oh, that's so funny.
That is
MK2 looping in a nutshell. Everything you hear is just like sequence, right? But yeah, kill around from Frosty, you know. God damn. It's very complex, just like Mr. Resto. That's just like the kind of nature of it. That's how they are. There's just so, you know, they've been doing it for years, and yeah, that's what you get, you know, when you're very passionate about your craft and you just kind of improve over the years. That's the level you get to, and that's pretty much like where Frosty's at. Also, I'm sure he's using multiple devices there. I know that he's using the Launchpad for sure. I've seen that. Not really sure what else he's using outside of the MK2 and the Launchpad, but yeah, very complex in nature, definitely for sure. A lot going on there. Yeah, it's something that I haven't heard from Frosty before in terms of like routines. Very much in that Frosty style though, killer kind of style, but something fresh that I haven't heard from him before. So very solid track. I enjoyed it a lot. Like how he kind of implemented the notes, how he kind of brought it into the drops itself, and he changed like the effects overlaying it as the track progressed, and it just sounded really good, almost like a guitar almost, right? Very like metally, if that makes sense. But yeah, super crazy stuff from Frosty. Next up here we have Nils. Yeah, haven't seen Nils in a battle before, but the one time I have seen him was this wild card for GBB 24. Impressed me a lot. So let's see what it came in with here.
it's time. I'm gonna say the three. I'm gonna say the 2 and the 1 in 3, 2, 1. Loop.
4 minutes 10 seconds. Jeez, man.
That is
This guy is a killer, bro. He's really good. Very technical. Just look how much buttons he's pressing, bro. This guy knows how to fucking loop. God damn, that was super impressive. Damn. Very clean, too. God. Yeah, he's someone to look out for. I don't know how well he did at the Spanish Champs. I don't even know if he won the entire thing. I'll probably watch it eventually, so you can spoil it if you want, if you're listening to this point. But, yeah, Nils is very, very talented. You know, just from the only time I've ever heard him was his wildcard for GBB 24. This is the second time I'm hearing him, and yeah, he's super solid. Very interesting kind of style, too. I just really like the kind of flow of that. But yeah, that's a killer round from Nils. Definitely brought his team back into the competition because I felt like Jargon's round was very experimental. I enjoyed it for the most part, but it kind of lacked progression. Nils had perfect progression in his track. Felt like a very complete, solid track compared to his teammates, right? So I think overall, though, still, I'd probably give this a 5-0 to Mr. Estro and Frosty. But Nils is very good. I think he's almost at their level, essentially. Yeah, that's a killer round from Nils. Very surprising. Man, he's so good. That's crazy. But yeah, let's see what the judges thought.
time.
I think it's
going
a
to be
5-0.
a 1 for Blobinorb, and it's going to be a 2 for Los
Blobinorb.
Cabezones. I repeat,
Such a goofy
1
name.
for Blobinorb or 2 for Los Cabezones. And I would like your decision in 3, 2, 1. And with unanimous decision, that is going to Blob.
Yeah, not too surprising. You know, these guys are just forced to be reckoned with, you know. Years and years of experience. Crazy, crazy technical. Probably some of the most technical loopers in the entire scene for sure. But yeah, bright futures, I think, for Nils and Jargons. I think that's his name, right? Jargons. I can't really see. Jargors. Hopefully I'm not saying it wrong the entire time. There's like a light blocking it. The second last letter, but yeah. All right, so I got a lot of videos to get through here, so yeah, let's just move right on to the next one.
First round of the semifinals. Your 4 minutes is starting in 3, 2, 1. Looping.
Heard this one before. I think Sajo's having some flashbacks from this one, huh?
What shadows of the sun? What's in my jeans, it won't stop. My life, living's tough. What's my dreams, not too much. How can I just live my life on the low?
Hey, I love my HX. My snatched on buttons are broken, but it's fine, we continue.
Why did my shadow surface up? Haunting my dreams, they won't stop. All my life, living's tough. But my dreams won't so much. How can I just live our life on the low?
It'll work.
And that is time.
All right. Yeah. So obviously, I think he said his HX is broken. So, you know, a large portion of that track is definitely created with that. Obviously they're just having, or he's just having fun with it. You can just kind of tell. Fuck it. It is what it is. We'll just roll with it. It's going to sound a little bit different. Some things are going to be off. But who cares? You know, it's still a solid track and he performed it very well. Very, like self-aware of the fact, right? So I think it just played out awesome because of that reason alone. Yeah, so this is a different version of this track though. Obviously, even with like the obvious changes that were made simply because of the malfunction or broken device or whatnot. I know that he used this track as well for his producer wildcard for GBB 2023. I don't know if that's this version. I can't remember. It's been a while. But yeah, this is the track I initially heard though for the first time at the German Champs in 2022 in the second round against Saijo, which is like probably the best track out of that competition overall, just because of like how unexpected it was, and it was also the very last track performed in that battle, I'm pretty sure. So it had such an impact, and it was pretty much like the decisive factor of that battle overall. Because like Saijo also had a very solid second round in that battle, but Slither came in with this track, and it was like pretty much game over. It was like the nail in the coffin. So that track has a lot of weight to it, I think. For this battle though, you know, kind of coming in with that version and having the second device kind of like not working like that, just the way it played out was still very, very solid. And also it's kind of funny that Saijo's a judge here. So you can kind of tell I was like looking at him a couple times, and like, again, like I said at the start, a little bit of like a flashback from him, but he was also just like having fun with it, you know, the memory. But yeah, just look at this like freeze frame. Like, everyone just like having a time, you know? Because like at the end of the day, like, at least like from my experience, you know, like the loop scene especially, you're just like one big family, you know? And you're all there just like to have fun at the end of the day. But yeah. Awesome first round from Slither. Heard that track many, many times before. But yeah. See if Joshua goes first this time.
Oh, big ups to Slither opening up the semi-finals. Okay, Mace, in that case, if you're ready to go, your 4 minutes is going to start in 3, 2, 1, looping.
Hey guys, look, I'm doing mid-tempo. I'm German now.
The Saijo-esque beat right there.
Okay, are you ready to face fears?
I love this track.
Are you ready to face fears? 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 Daylight, get the hit. Gonna take the back. Left to right. Gonna hit you like silent. Gonna swing so hard, gonna feel the whiplash.
Ah, super
And
sick.
that
I think this was his Great North Beatbox wildcard, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Something he used very recently, but probably my favorite Mace track, honestly. Looking at everything he's done, this is probably my favorite from him. I just love the kind of style, you know. Like you said, mid-tempo, just kind of hits really hard. Like the way he structured his percussion in particular, just really kind of like that kind of style. And obviously all his basses just hit so good for me. Right in my wheelhouse of like what I love when it comes to the loop scene. So it also plays out as a very good solid battle round too. I also love that line that he had there at the start. Pretty effective, I think. Very good battle technique. So yeah, super sick round from Mace. Yeah, can't really complain there. So let's see what Chaos came in with though. Probably the one I was looking most forward to, although everything that he's done in this I've definitely heard before because it's all his Grand Beatbox battle stuff. So if I had to guess here, this is probably going to be Almighty Push. That's what I'm going to predict. Either that or maybe the last track that he did in his Day 1 set. One of those two I think is what this is going to be. So let's see what he uses.
is time. Big ups, Mace. That was an insane round. Chaos, your 4 minutes second round for your team starts in 3, 2, 1. Looping.
Looping. Damn. Saijo. What the fuck? Yeah. Alright. This is his final track in the Day 1 set. Like a laser beam.
the same time, people still starving on the floor. How do we treat our kind? What's going on inside our mind? On inside our mind. We are weak, I've lost all hopeness for the downed humanity. Our time is passing, they're passing like a laser beam. Like a laser beam. Like a laser. Oh, we've gone too far. Do we not hear the alarm? Oh, we've gone too far. Destroying our own kind. Do we not hear the alarm? Do we not hear the alarm? Do we not hear the alarm? Destroying our own kind. Do we not hear the alarm? 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 Hello, Clip, let's go crazy! Do we not hear the alarm? Do we not hear the alarm?
Is time.
Perfect. All right. Man. All right, so when I first heard this track, it was actually obviously again, it was part of his day one set for GBB in his producer category in 2023. So I watched this one live on live stream. And initially the first time I heard it, right? Because Chaos was in the chat at the time and he was kind of like briefly explaining how he messed up. And then afterwards, when I heard it, he came into a Discord call with me and Duncan and explained it briefly, like in detail of like how he messed up. So essentially what happened was that the basses on the live stage were so powerful that it actually changed the notes on his Helix pedal that he had set for his vocals. So every time like the bass would go crazy, it would just like automatically switch the note, and he was kind of like panicking during the time trying to switch it back. So now hearing it for the second time in this version where that's not a that didn't occur, I can definitely tell in the vocal wise that it was definitely a little bit more clean. Everything else around it sounded pretty much exactly the same, but it's just like the vocal portion that definitely sounded a little bit more clean this time around, right? Just because he didn't have that thing fucking up on him because of the live stage, right? The bass is just kind of like screwing him over, but yeah, that's such a good track from Chaos. He described it as his best track. I guess, you know, that's like just pure preference, I think. I really enjoy that track. For sure. It's definitely one of my favorite from him, but man, Chaos is just, he's a whole other beast in a battle, right? Like his style is just so well suited for battles, man. genuinely, there's not very many people I think that kind of bring that kind of like power, bring that kind of like formidability to a battle as Chaos does. He's just designed for it, man. Like his sound design, the way that he makes his music is just so well suited for a battle. And yeah, he's just, if you want anybody on your team, I think, and like a 2v2, you definitely want to have someone like Chaos, I think, for sure. So yeah, that's really tough to beat, I think. In terms of the first rounds, Sluthers and Maces I thought were pretty close, honestly. Simply because, Sluther had some issues there. Like, you definitely have to take that into account. But, like, I think he owned it at the end of the day, so it wasn't, like, the biggest deal. Mace's track was very good. And, Chaos coming in with this is just... Joshua has to come in with something fucking insane, I think, to beat that. So, yeah, let's see what Joshua came in with.
Let's finish off this semi-final. Joshua, your round of 4 minutes for your team starts in 3, 2, 1. Looping.
Look at me, guys. I'm doing drum and bass. I'm German. Turn it up, all the speakers. Feel the heat 'cause I'm coming in hot.
Is that really a German only thing, though?
People please, get out, give the crowd what they want. I'm making milestones, something like a lead. Call me perfectionist, overachiever. I'm gonna be a people Turn it up, all the speakers. Gonna be a people pleaser. A people pleaser.
Clip, are you ready for this one? I am.
Last one. People please.
And that is...
All right, man. He's so consistent. Like every single time I hear him, whether it's like, just a video or a live performance like this, man, he absolutely kills it. One of the most consistent loopers in the scene. It's a very kind of distinctive style again, like I said. You hear Joshua, you just know it's him right away. But yeah, this is a very good round as well, because it also works very well as a battle round too, which is like, Joshua has a very wide range when it comes to looping. He can pretty much delve into any kind of genre, but most of the time I feel like he kind of At least in like, I don't want to say most of the time, but you know, it's not all the time where he comes in with this kind of style, right? So I really like it when he comes in with this kind of style, because it is a battle at the end of the day, and I feel like, especially in this battle in particular, with the like ending off with the energy of chaos, I felt like he had to kind of come in with something, at least like try to attempt to match that kind of energy. And I think he did a very, very good job. You know, Joshua's very talented. He's a very technical kind of looper, and he has a very distinctive kind of sound design, just like Chaos, right? So to have Joshua come in after Chaos like that, kind of like matching him in those kind of areas is really effective, I think, and it definitely kind of put them back into the battle, I think. I'm not saying like they were losing significantly, because I thought like Slither and Mace was very close, I think. But Chaos's second round was just, you know, that's a whole other kind of beast of a round. So I felt like Joshua had a little bit of a weight on his shoulders. He had to kind of come in with something crazy. And yeah, that's a really good, solid, very, very technical kind of Joshua round, and had a lot going on in there, for sure. Yeah, he's just so different, man, with his like kind of sound design and like the way he structures his beats. It's really hard to kind of like talk about it, because no one else kind of does it like Joshua, you know? But yeah, he's definitely not underrated, but I still think that he's a little bit underappreciated, especially the fact that like he got into GBB this year, and like a lot of people were like not happy about it, thinking like he was undeserving, but I don't think that's the case. Like I didn't have him in my top 6, but I think because I did 3 lists, and I said that he definitely still deserves to be in there, I think, just because there's 6 spots, and like that's fucking crazy. There's going to be a lot of upsets, so I think that's why people were saying that, because like the people that they wanted in weren't in, and they felt like Joshua didn't deserve it, although I do feel like he did deserve it. But at the end of the day, there's 6 spots, so it was fucking crazy. But yeah, anyway, that's like a little bit of a tangent, but that's a really good solid round from Joshua. Really good finishing round there. Very clean too at the same time, like performed very well, executed perfectly. So yeah, that makes this battle for me pretty close, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if that's like a 3-2. But for my prediction, I'm probably going to say 4-1. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a 3-2. I don't think it's going to be a 5-0. If it is a 5-0, it's still going to be close, because like these are one of these battles that you can make an argument for either side. So if it is a 5-0, I feel like each judge that votes one way or the other, it's a very close like battle in their mind. So I'm going to predict a 4-1 though. Let's see what it is.
Time. We are going to give you a 1 for Peep Hahn and a 2 for Ay Nako. Again, number 1 for Peep Hahn, number 2 for Ay Nako. Judges, get your votes up to the screens in 3, 2, 1. Judges. By split decision 4-1, going to Peep Hahn.
Wow, dude.
Congratulations.
I'm on a roll, man. When it comes to this shit, I'm just so fucking like, I just know. Also, it does help to know like who wins. Obviously, that's a huge factor. But when it comes to like who voted for who, like in terms of like number wise, man, I'm hitting 100% right now. This is fucking crazy. Yeah, so 4-1 for Peep Hahn. Not surprised. I did feel like they edged it a little bit, and yeah, I do think that Ay Nako did enough to earn a vote there. They're very, very good, but we'll be seeing them again in the small final. So 3 more battles left. Moving on to the second semifinal. Let's get right into it.
The 3, and I'm going to say the 2 and the 1 in 3, 2, 1. Loop.
Some live editing on the names here. MK2 moment. I think this is Fallen.
I'm running out of time. There's nothing for me to do. I'm here to take what's mine, to rise above the blue. Maybe I've fallen down. Maybe I've fallen down. But what does it matter now?
Damn, Leonard.
This time I'll make a breakthrough. It's time for me to show you that I will rise again. Oh, look! It's Shinix! Last I remember, you had to steal one of my songs to get better.
Huh?
Welcome to Face Oblivion!
All right. Yeah, so I've heard that track many times before, obviously. This is probably my second favorite track ever from Mr. Restuo. This is one I actually plan to learn myself sometime in the future, but I'm currently working on something original. But yeah, this is definitely a track that I want to learn, and I definitely planned on learning. But wow. You know, what can I say? I heard this not dozens, probably like a dozen times now. Still super sick. Like one of the best tracks from him, I think, for sure. Yeah, I don't need some more info on that Shinix disc there, because he said he had to steal one of his tracks or something along those lines, and he alluded to Base Oblivion. So I think about Base Oblivion, I can see like some similarities, maybe some borrowed presets. I don't really know. But it seems pretty distinct, different from Fallen. So not really sure what that was about. I'm gonna need some more info on that, but pretty funny nonetheless. I'd love to see those kind of things, you know, calling out your opponent in good nature, you know. I think it adds a lot to the kind of battle dynamic, if that makes sense. But yeah, Mr. Estro, killer first round. Glad he did Fallen here. Wondering what his actually, no, don't want to say that. But fuck it. You guys probably already, this competition's old. These guys do win this battle. Yeah, don't think that's a spoiler at this point, because everyone who's watching this reaction probably watched the original videos, because I'm pretty late on them, simply because I was waiting for the GBB producer stuff first to come out. But yeah, wondering what Mr. Estro does in the finals. Be interesting to see that. So yeah, super solid track from Mr. Estro. Love it. Not sure who's going to go up first here. Probably Shinex, maybe, just for a little clapback potentially. But yeah, let's see.
And that is time.
Also, Leonard acting, I don't know if you saw his reactions there, but acting like that's the first time he ever heard it. I wonder if that is the case. He had a strong reaction to that track. Yeah, I had a similar reaction the first time I heard it. So, interesting. Blown away by Mr. Esuo. Rightfully so. Oh.
This is for you.
I'm muted by mistake.
To be honest, I don't want to battle like this, but still. Let's
To Duhuso, who is going to start?
This time I'm going to start.
All right.
First of all, MH Raj, this is for you. To be honest, I don't want to battle like this, but still.
Yeah,
Let's just keep it on going.
these guys weren't supposed to be in.
Very generous to dedicate the round
Rage
to
and
them. In that
MH beat
case,
them, but
Duhuso, are
they
you
had
ready?
issues. So
Mystics, are you ready? Yes.
I am. No worries.
Perfect. Then I'm gonna count you down. I'm gonna say the 3. I'm gonna say the 2 and a 1. In 3, 2, 1.
what's Bannon doing? Yeah.
That is time.
All right. Yeah, Mystics starting out for these guys. So like you said at the start, wasn't supposed to be here. Mage beat them, which is Rage and MH. But yeah. So by that circumstance, we have Mystics and Shy next year. So yeah, this round heard many times before. Again, I think he used it against it was either Sagao or I think Shinex himself in the West Championships last year. Also, you know, Sean X bringing up the phone there, showing that Frosty actually judged the competition, so he heard this before firsthand, had a strong reaction to it as a judge. So it's kind of funny to bring that up there. But yeah, I love this round from Mystics. I think like my favorite part about Mystics, though, and I say this every time I reacted to him on camera, is that I love his sound design. It's very sci-fi-esque, just the way that it sounds, you know, the atmosphere that it builds. Very reminiscent of like a sci-fi kind of atmosphere and vibe, you know. So that's my favorite part about Mystics. It's very present in pretty much everything that he does, at least like the modern day version of him, right? Can't really speak on behalf of like his earlier days. I don't think that is the case, because I'm thinking back at like when I first heard him in the German champs in like 2022, didn't really have that kind of atmosphere, but he kind of developed it in his like more modern day stuff. So I think that's a very strong strength of his, to kind of like separate himself from like the pack, to have like your own kind of identity, and his sound design is like his kind of identity, right? So I really appreciate that from him. And yeah, this track overall is just very solid. Yeah, it works out very well in a battle. Comparison to Mr. Esto's Fallen, oh, that's tough. I think it's a pretty close first round. Really hard to say at the start. Yeah, probably going to come down to the second guys here for me. So yeah, let's see what Frosty came in with.
Time.
This one's for you, MH and Raj.
Very, very nice. Thank you so much. And going straight to the response. Frosty, are you ready? I see a thumbs up. In that case, I'm going to count you down. If I'm going to say the 3, I'm going to say the 2 and the 1. In 3, 2, 1.
No sound design, just noise. Just noise?
And that is time.
I'm going to cash.
That last part took me off guard. I thought he was done, but no, came in with that shit. So, no sound design. Kind of accurate, but at the same time, super heavy, and I loved it. So, yeah, that's another track from Frosty I haven't heard before. So he's coming in here with some like fresh new stuff, all from his like wild card to the second round semifinals here. So, yeah, a lot of preparation from him. Especially the fact that we just heard him in the producer category, and I think he's using multiple devices here too. So, not even using the stuff that he used at the GBB, which is kind of crazy, keeping it fresh like everywhere. So, yeah, killer round from Frosty. Now it's all up to Shinex, because I thought the battle was pretty close after the first rounds, so it was all up to Shinex to kind of like separate them from the pact. So let's see.
Down. I'm gonna say the 3. I'm gonna say the 2 and the 1 in 3, 2, 1. Loop.
Welcome to Rage Oblivion.
Yeah.
This is for you, MH and Raj. Let's go. Everybody. Everybody. Welcome to Rage Oblivion. Rage Oblivion. Welcome to Rage Oblivion.
What the fuck are you doing, bro?
Now.
Oh my god.
Creeping up upon you in your sleep. In the hallway you can hear a beat banging against the walls while you're asleep. I am the nightmare of your dreams. I am Rage. 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 Welcome to Rage Oblivion. Welcome to Rage Oblivion.
almost done. Nah. Okay. I'm an unstoppable beast, you don't know how to speak. Bass got me moving all night. Frequency's crazy, I'm coming down from the lows all the way to the highs. Welcome to Bass Oblivion.
And that is time.
Little off spot at the end. Yeah. Heard this track so many times from Shinex. You know, the first time I heard this track, I felt like it was lacking a bass line. I think he messed up in his live performance of the track. Then I seen him use it in like a wild card, like shortly after, and then kind of rectified it because he added, well, it was in its full vision, I think. So, yeah, might be my favorite track from Shinex, honestly. Haven't heard like as much of Shinex as I heard from everybody else here, but I've heard enough from him to kind of have like an understanding of like what his kind of style is, and I think this is definitely my favorite track from him. I like this a lot. I think this is probably his best battle round for sure. Again, don't really know what Mr. Esto was alluding to with this track, because it doesn't really, like, after hearing it here again, doesn't really sound anything like Fallen. Again, I don't know if it's like some presets that he borrowed from it, but I don't really know. But yeah, good round from Shinex again. But at the end of the day, I think that Blobinorb, goofy ass fucking team name, definitely took this battle for sure. I just think, like, again, similar to like their first rounds, I just think like this ultimately came down to experience. Yeah, you can tell like the way, especially like Frosty's round compared to Shinex's, there's definitely like, he definitely had like a little bit more going on there, I think, in terms of like sound design and like mixing and whatnot. But yeah, Shinex is very good. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with. He already is, kind of, in Germany, so we'll be seeing a lot more of him for sure. And it'll be interesting to see how he kind of develops over the years. So I'm going to say 5-0. Could be a 4-1, but I'm going to say 5-0 for Blobinorb.
It is going to be 1 for Blobinorb, 2 for Duhuso. And I would like your votes clear into the camera in 3, 2, 1. And it is a unanimous vote for Blobinorb.
All right, not too surprising there. So, yeah, that's it for the semifinals. Now we're moving on to the small final. And after that, the final. So 2 more battles left. Let's get right into it.
Say the 2 and 1 in 3, 2, 1. Loop.
I can see the color of her eyes so clear tonight, and I don't know what's fighting my fear, but I try to make her feel so satisfied and make her dance and make her shine, but I just can't make her mine. Maybe I'll wait for the stars to align. Stars align. Oh no, stars align. No, stars align. Yeah, stars align. Yeah, stars align. Yeah, stars time. I wanna see how skies align. When I feel like I'm losing my life, just wanna know how stars align. Now enjoy my fucking style. Ha! Stars align. Holy shit, I'm going insane. Everybody do the Sigma face. Let's go. Shout out to Mr. Sewell. Ha!
And that is time.
All right, Shinex starting off here this time. I heard this routine, just like a lot of these tracks actually I've heard before, but always really difficult for me to pinpoint exactly where because I listen to so much stuff. But it was something fairly recently, I think, a wild card of some sort for something. But yeah, familiar with this track. But yeah, again, man, like Shinex is like a lot of other people in the modern day loop scene. Like he has a wide range of what he's capable of doing, right? Like you listen to Bass Oblivion, then you listen to this one, very different kind of styles, right? So yeah, he's one of those German loopers, you know. Doesn't get as much recognition as the other ones. Like look at the judging panel, we have Leonard and Saijo, very prominent in the loop scene in Germany. Shinex is like relatively newer compared to these guys, so I think it's just like a matter of time. Like over the years as he starts to improve more and more, right? He'll get up there. But yeah, super sick looper, underrated right now, but you know, in a matter of time, I think he'll be up there with those big names like Saijo and Leonard. So yeah, it'll be exciting to see his kind of journey over the next few years. So yeah, solid first round from Shinex, performed it very well, executed it very well in a live setting. So yeah, kudos to him. So don't know who's going to start here, Josh or Mace. Let's find out.
I'm going to say the 3. I'm going to say the 2 and the 1. In 3, 2, 1, loop.
Joshua. I love that.
Everybody looking, waiting for a change.
Man.
But they don't know what they're missing till I play on the scene. Let's start the show. Don't need the green, I'm good to go. Sound so pristine, don't intervene. All eyes on me, I'm in the zone. Hey, I'm in the zone. Hey, I'm in the zone. All right.
right. We're gonna try something. I need everyone in the call right now. Everyone in the call,
Everyone
unmute. Unmute in the call. Because I
Everyone
need you
unmute.
to repeat. I need you to repeat. To
Unmute.
repeat. To
We're
repeat.
ready.
To repeat. Repeat after me. Whoa.
Whoa.
In the zone, you cannot stop it. Making noise, the game is on. Like a phone, I'm in the pocket. Play it till the lights go. In the zone, you cannot stop it. Making noise, the game is on. Like a phone, I'm in the pocket. Play it till the stay focused. In the zone, you.
Everybody looking, waiting. Oh,
Like a phone, I'm in. You
but they don't know what they're missing. No,
like a phone, I'm.
Okay, that means we're moving over to
Damn.
Mystic.
Dude, I love the rounds that Joshua came in here with this entire competition. And he adds like such a cool, like interesting flavor to this entire like event, you know? Because like everyone has pretty distinct styles, but Joshua is a little bit different. Like he's so like out there, you know what I mean? No one does the kind of sound design like Joshua does. People use similar effects and stuff, but just the way that he constructs his music is so distinctive to him. And that's what I love so much about Joshua, right? And also these rounds that he's coming in with, I just love it. You know, it's like rounds, like when you think of them as a whole, his like routines, like especially the ones here, encapsulates like pretty much everything, like every aspect of music, right? He has such strong vocals, is very prominent in his routines. Actually, you know, this one a little bit different, obviously, because he was memeing a bit. But just at the start of that round, right? Like you hear his vocals come in. One of the best voices, like in the loop station scene for sure, and just adds so much to his music. Then you know, it's just like in the second half, he just comes in with like this fucking killer drop, right? Like very simplistic, I would say, like very simplistic structure-wise, I think, but so effective and so complex at the same time, right? Yeah, it's just he's so good. I'm appreciating him more and more, like every time I hear him. I've always liked his stuff, but just like I'm thinking back at stuff like his kickback battle appearance. I think like that's when I first like really became a fan of Joshua, especially in his battle against Kristoff. That was like 3 years ago now, almost. Yeah, 3 years ago. That's crazy. But yeah, he's just been improving since then, and I've really enjoyed his appearance here in his battles. I thought his routines that he chose to use were perfect. But yeah, anyway, moving on to Mystics.
Mystics, my man, are you ready? Okay, let's do this then. The second round for Duhuso. Mystics, your 4 minutes starts in 3, 2, 1. Loop.
Is he doing shake? Yep.
And that is time.
I'm going to count you.
That's awesome. All right, yeah. This is a nice one because I remember hearing this for the first time. It was like a shout out video on NRW, and I haven't heard him do it anywhere since. So really happy that he did this track in a battle because you know, it's one thing to do it on video, there's another one to do it live. So it's nice to see that he can do that one live as well, pretty effortlessly. You know, but it is Mystics. He's pretty good at this. Pretty good at it at this point, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's like a pretty underrated track simply because not a lot of people heard it because he hasn't used it in like a prominent battle competition. So yeah, nice to see him do it here, and I think it's one of his best. If he just kind of like developed it more, where the transitions are a little bit more clean, a little bit more sped up, if possible, I think it would have a lot more impact. But yeah, I really like the concept of that routine, and I think it's a very powerful battle routine to use. And I thought he executed it quite well here in this battle. So yeah, sick showing from Mystics. Now we have Mace. Let's see what he came in with.
Down. I'm gonna say the 3. I'm gonna say the 2 and the 1 in 3, 2, 1. Loop.
One more. Okay, one more. What? Good enough.
It's not your track, Sidex, and you can't hide it. That's the wrong password again. Please enter the right password. That's the wrong password twice. Please enter the right password. Wrong for the third time. Fucking idiot. Fine. I guess I'll have to show you what death feels like myself.
I just wanted to go to the final so I could use this shirt against Frosty. But you know, I got 2 more Germans I can use mid-tempo against. I consider that a win. On the face? Okay.
Wow.
Woo.
Time. Perfectly timed.
That's a killer round from Ace. First time I heard him do that one live. Again, this is a wildcard for something. I can't remember, but I remember the video in particular because it had some crazy editing on it. Yeah, but super sick performance from Mace. Really killer round, especially for a battle. Again, with that mid-tempo line, you're saying Germans. When I think about mid-tempo, I always think about Japan. I thought they were more prominent in the mid-tempo kind of BPM, you know what I mean? Because they did that like 97 BPM loop station circle jam, and then like you just think about like people like Masashi, who is just like always doing mid-tempo tracks. So yeah, I thought it was like more so Japan, but now I have to like kind of think about what I listen to when I listen to Germans now. Do they always do mid-tempo? Not always. Are they pretty prominent with mid-tempo as well? I don't know. I have to think about it, but yeah, killer end round there from Mace. That's it for the small final. I think that Joshua Mace took this pretty convincingly. I think 5-0. I thought like Joshua's round was so unique, and Mace just performed that track, that killer like battle routine very well as well. So good showing though from Mystics and Shinex. You know, making it 4th place. So yeah, not trying to take anything away from those guys. So yeah, I'm gonna guess a 5-0 though. Let's see what happened.
Can we get a drum roll, please, Ashwin?
Oh, it's one of these.
I don't have
the winner of the small final of the 2v2 2023. Give it up for Ay Nako!
I don't know why this is a trend, but whenever it's like a small final and final, we never, ever, ever get to see the judges' decisions. It's so annoying. I hate it. I don't mind them doing that, but at least like give us the analytical like information side of like how they won, right? You know what I mean? Like you do it for every single battle where you see the judges, but you never see it for small final and finals. I don't understand why they don't do that. At least like say it. If you're not going to show them, like choose who they thought won, at least like have it written down and just like read it out at least. I don't know. Small nitpick, but yeah, it's something that always annoys me, or annoyed me rather. So, but yeah, they definitely deserve the win there. So kudos to them. Now moving on to the finals.
Is restarting again in 3, 2, 1. looping.
Yeah. Let's break.
Alright. You guys ready for the best final in any clip event? Save myself from all these faces haunting my past. Feed into the heart of my mistakes. Don't enjoy these moments that we all know won't last. 'Cause will this be my only chance to break? Will this be my only chance to break? So will this be my only chance to? Feed into the heart of my mistakes. So will this be my only chance to? Will this be my only chance to? Alright. I want everybody to put your hands up in the air, high as possible. Everybody put your hands up. And clap. So will this be my only chance to? So will this be my only chance to break? Will this be my only chance to break?
And that is
All right. That's his wild card for the Loop Station category this year. Super sick track. Yeah, man, again, just like I said earlier about Mr. Eswell, his textures of his sounds are just next level, man. I don't know how he does it. He uses similar sounds to what we heard from other people, but just the textures of his versions of those sounds are just so clean and so satisfying to listen to. Super sick track, man, from Mr. Eswell. You know, ultimately didn't get him a win in the Loop Station category, but he made top 20 deservingly, I think. And yeah, just a matter of time. You know, if he continues the battle, we'll see him at these big events because he just has all the talent in the world, man, to make it and go all the way, I think. So just a matter of time before we see Mr. Eswell because he's that good. So yeah, big up to him. Killer track. Definitely one of his best. I think top 3 favorite for me. So yeah, not sure who's going first here, Chaos or Slither. Let's see.
time. What a way to kick off the grand finals, SUO. Amazing round from you. Slither, it's on you. Your 4 minutes starts in 3, 2, 1. Looping.
protector, protector, protector. You're lying to protector, protector. You're lying to lying to protector, protector, protector. Lying to protector, protector, protector. Lying to protector, protector. Lying to that's before your fall. You watched the pretender, so you're lying to protector, protector, protector. You're lying to protector, protector. You're lying to
And that is...
All right, we got Slither here for the first round for his team. Again, another track that I heard from him before. I think he used this in a semifinal battle at the German Championships in 2022, the event that he actually won. So I can't remember who he battled there. It was either Chaos himself or Leonard, one of the two, I think, because it was a semifinal. So can't remember which one of them it was, but yeah, I remember hearing that track for the first time. It was super, super crazy. Super crazy here now, especially the fact that he kind of changed the second part completely from what I remember. Because I know he did another version of this track somewhere along those lines. I can't remember where. Again, probably a wild card for something. It also had a different second half. I don't think it was this one, though. It's not this version. This one's different again, I think. So overall, yeah, I think I like the original version of the track a little bit more than both the other versions that he came in with. Still appreciate the fact that, you know, he's expanding on his existing tracks. I think that's pretty cool. So like most people, if they use tracks that they used, not most people, I guess, but, you know, some people who just come in with like tracks they used in the past don't really bother kind of changing it up. They just kind of like come in with it. Just like ride that train, but at least Slither's like putting in the effort to kind of, you know, alter it in some sort of way and trying to improve on it. So massive respect to him for that. When it comes to the first round, who I thought won, I think that it was pretty close again, but I'd give the first round to Blobinorb very slightly. I thought Mr. Esuo's kind of execution was a little bit better here than Slither's, especially the second half. I enjoyed like the kind of switch up there, but I felt like it was a little bit, it didn't really like fit the first part as much as I would like. And also the execution and like the structure of it was a little bit off. I don't really know what happened. It kind of like chopped up a little bit in the middle. But yeah, I thought it was like overall still very, very solid, obviously, because it's Slither. You know, at the end of the day, he's fucking insane, incredible. So not taking too much weight on that. So yeah, close first round, slightly to Mr. Esuo for me. But yeah, let's see what Frosty came in with.
Is time for Slether. What an amazing round representing for Peep Hahn. We are going to keep on moving on now to Mr. Frosty from Blobinorb. Okay, let's get this started then. Your round and the last round for your team starts in 3, 2, 1. Looping.
Looping. So clean.
A certified madness consumes our minds. It eats away the stems of our mankind. A certified madness consumes our minds. It eats away the stems of our mankind.
Give it up.
All right, super sick last round from Frosty. Heard this track before. Again, can't remember where or when. Something recently though. Yeah, very very in Frosty's kind of like world there for sure. You know, ever since I remember listening to him back in like 2021, where he had that like era, like that fall era. You remember that from the Kickback battle? Very similar sound design, some borrowed, almost like borrowed like kind of like structure wise as well, especially that last drop there. Very reminiscent. Even the vocals, like the effect layered over the vocals, very reminiscent of Fall. For what I remember listening to all the way back then, right? So yeah, remaining consistent in like that kind of like area and looping. Yeah, he has a very interesting kind of sound design too, right? Just kind of like I said about Joshua, like no one really does it like Frosty. I guess like maybe like, no, I was gonna say like Inky, but not so much anymore. Inky's kind of like a different artist completely from when he was back then. But yeah, Frosty has like the whole package, but like every time I listen to him, especially in this track, there's like one thing that always left to be desired, and that's his vocals. If he improved on like his voice, like the way he delivers his lyrics, I guess like, you know, just improving his like singing, I think he'd be like a complete package, man, like in every aspect of looping, right? Like that's like the one thing, it's not holding him back like tremendously, but if you're going to implement that, then like obviously you'd wish that they're also like a really good singer as well. Frosty's like passable, right? He's not like terrible, but he's also like not Joshua level, right? So if he like improved his vocals, he would be the complete package, I think. But yeah, solid finishing round from Frosty here. Killer kind of style, like always, very battle oriented kind of style. And yeah, that's the kind of style that you'd want to see in a battle from Frosty. So, all right, now is all up to Chaos. I know what we're going to see here. It's definitely going to be Almighty Push, because I heard people say it time and time again. If it's not, then I have no idea. But yeah, that's a killer round too. If he executes, well, I know who wins this battle, so obviously he executed quite well, I'd imagine. So, yeah, if it's like a perfect execution, then I think the battle's like a 3-2, 4-1 for Peep. But yeah, let's see how Chaos performed it.
For Frosty repping for the Blobinorb side. So let's get this going. Your round is going to restart. 4 minutes on you in 3, 2, 1, looping.
Wow. 2, 3. Nah, boys, that's his sound design. That's him. That's Chaos. It's always so funny watching people do that, because you can say the same thing about like their sound design too.
Welcome to my base army, gonna break your fucking neck. No one's gonna stop me, I'ma make this world shake. Cause this is space, power, different, chaos, this is space, this is power, this is different, this is me life.
love that.
And that is time. Let's get another drum roll, please, everyone. The
Alright.
winner.
Before they announced the winner, talk about Chaos a little bit. So this was his first routine that he used in his day one set, producer set at the GBV. So this is the big one. This is the one that everybody was talking about after this event happened, right? Because I think this was before GBV, if I remember correctly, or maybe just slightly after. I can't really remember the time zones or the time frames or whatever, because videos aren't uploaded immediately. They're uploaded like sometime after. But I think this was before it, if I remember correctly. So or maybe slightly after it. Oh man, my time too, I'm telling you, my time is all fucked up. But yeah, this is the one that everybody was talking about, because I didn't watch the producer stuff live. I only watched it when the videos aired, which was like quite some time after. And obviously I avoided this competition simply because I wanted to watch the producer stuff before I watched this, right? So yeah, I've heard so much about this track. Everyone's saying it's like it's his best track that he's ever come up with, and like it's the best like thing that he's done live or just like in a battle in general, right? So after that, I think it's up there. It is up there for sure. I think like it might be his best, maybe not in his opinion, but like in a public perception, I think is probably his best track that he's made. Maybe not my personal favorite, but it's definitely up there. I think my personal favorite for him is still Killbot, because I think that had so much weight behind it, right? I thought it was pretty like revolutionary for the introduction of a producer category for the biggest beatbox event, right? So, and I think like in terms of like technicality, I think this is probably his best. Yeah, that drop though, that might be his best drop. If I'm going to say it's best at anything, outside of just like being a technically best track, I think probably has the best drop. The Almighty Push drop is probably his best drop he's ever done, I think. Oh man, it's so sick. I wish that was the first time I heard that track, but obviously like since its producer set came out, I've listened to it a lot. Yeah, so that's pretty much like the nail in the coffin, I think, for Blobinorb. It was a close battle, honestly. It was pretty close. Could be a 3-2. We won't see it. We'll just see the winner, which I know who wins. But if I had to guess what the judges did, I think it's probably a 4-1 for Peep. Could be a 3-2 though. I wouldn't be surprised, because I did give the first round to Mr. Esuo, and the second round I gave to Chaos, which I think like the separation between Chaos and Frosty is bigger than the separation between Slither and Mr. Esuo was. So just because of that, I think that Peep won. So let's see.
Of the 2v2 2023, give it up for Peep.
Will this be my only?
All right, so that was a long time coming, guys. This is probably the longest video I've ever done. I could have did this on a live stream, but I decided to do it in a video instead. So this is like probably going to end up being 3 hours long, which is fucking crazy. But it is what it is. I promised that I'd get around to it eventually, and here I am finally today getting around to it and finishing it. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed what you heard here, links in the description to the original videos. Go check it out. Also, massive shout out to Clip community. This competition is like very underrated, I think, view-wise. Definitely deserves more attention. Like all Clip stuff is pretty fucking awesome. From like their RC 505 MK2 only to their 2v2, they absolutely deliver. Yeah, so awesome to see like the online scene kind of being pioneered through these guys and a couple other people, organizations. So yeah, hopefully we see more of these in the future, which I can imagine we will. It'll be really cool for me to be part of it someday, I think, whether that's like competing, which I do plan on competing at some point, maybe next year, or just chilling and just being like a host or something. I think that'd be really cool. not asking them to do it, but I think like in the future, I think like for me, that'd be really cool to do something like that. Not only for clip, but you know, just for like for any kind of competition. I think it'd be really fun. So yeah, hopefully we see more stuff from Clip. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed what you heard from them, links in the description to their channel. Awesome job in the production. I think this is like the first production piece that one of their new hirees at the time did. So he did a really good job here. And yeah, massive respect to Clip. So go leave them a sub. You want to support me though, leave a like on this video. You can sub to my channel. Check out my Discord channel as well. Links in the description to that. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next beatbox reaction video.